I'm sitting here with James O Barr. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
I want to ask you, so writing and drawing, has that always been something that you've been into since you were little?
Yeah. I had really poor communication skills when I was a kid, so I looked for outlets elsewhere. I wrote and draw since I could hold a pencil. And I only started doing it for a living like maybe 15 years ago. I kept my day job, but it's worked out well for me.
Now, The Crow has been a huge success for you. Now, did you think with that comic coming out, or were you creating it, that it was going to have such a big influence?
No, not at all. I mean, I knew there was an audience out there for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no idea that it would have. Well, and actually, it did take almost 6 or 7 years for kind of like the general public to kind of catch up to that whole goth phase
Yeah.
thing. But when Caliber, the first publisher, told me they were going to print 5,000 copies, I thought they were
Wow.
crazy. Like, what are you going to do with the leftover 3,000?
Wow.
In 1989, no one in the U.S. had ever heard of Joy Division, or very few people had heard of The Cure, and I just thought it was a really select audience because it's not, the story's not told linear. It jumps back and forth. I don't really explain anything at all. So I thought it would just have a really select audience, and I was really surprised when it kind of caught on like that. But it was definitely part of the times, when goth suddenly became a fashion statement instead of a cultural thing. So.
Now, after the Crow film was being made and hit, was there an increased volume of the series being sold then? Did you see wow, now it's like this huge occult following type deal? Where did you really think it was going to explode that? I mean, The Crow is like, for me at least, I love the story. The story's really great. It's a real nice gothic love story.
I try not to think about that kind of stuff. I hear people tell me, 300 million people have seen that movie, and I can't even get my head around numbers like that.
Yeah.
Or I'll be watching TV, and on Law and Order there'll be a reference to The Crow, and I'm just like, how did that happen? When did I become a reference point for TV shows?
Wow.
So, but I try not to. If you try to overthink that, I write and draw for myself, and if I try to think about the audience, then that just kind of dilutes everything. And so, it's still just me. I don't understand. I'm the same person I was before. So, success has not changed me at all.
That's awesome. You've never wanted to continue with the story, right? It's just set in stone for you.
The story had a definite ending, and it was supposed to be like one last love letter to someone that I lost, and there was no reason whatsoever to continue it or to do any sequels, other than for greed or monetary gain. And that, to me, that just I got no interest in that. I can't really stop them from making any sequels, but I can distance myself from it. So
yeah. So what are you doing now? You doing a lot of drawing now?
Yeah, I do a lot of commissions, and I've been doing a lot of writing too. I was just noticing the other day I got a box full of awards for writing, and I got like one for art, which it seems really backwards to me. I don't. I think maybe when people read my stuff, they really can't separate them. I think I know when to shut up and let the pictures tell the story. So I think I get more attention as a storyteller than as an actual artist, which it does seem really backwards to me because the writing was always secondary. But I've been doing a lot of like prose writing and short story things lately.
Oh, cool.
So I've been staying busy, and I have a couple books I've been working on for a while.
Oh, great.
But I have the luxury of working at my own pace. It's not like I have to turn in a Spider-Man comic every 3 weeks like most of these guys in here. So I'm really fortunate that way.
Great.
And I have the most loyal fans in the world. 20 years later, they're still coming out to see me, and it's really amazing how it's gotten like passed down from almost like 3 generations now. It's like I still get 15-year-old goth girls every single convention, you know, and I'm not really sure how they find it, if it's through their parents or websites or what, but I just feel really blessed that it still sells really well 20 years later. So I'm very fortunate.
Is there a website that we can keep up on you?
Yeah, I have a website. It's myname.net. How clever, huh? And I have like an eBay store where I sell sketches and books and things like that on there. All very reasonably priced because, with 16-year-old goth girls, there's not that much babysitting money going around. No, I definitely do take into account, what kind of money they have, I could go to San Diego and make thousands, but, it's not about that for me, It's about giving something back to the people that have allowed me to do what I love for a living, so,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the interview. It's been great.
You're welcome.
Thank you.